right, we are in match one of our league, and we lost the die roll. Um, this hand is a little iffy, but it does have a nice curve, and this deck does want to curve out to 4 because it's playing Bloodbraid Elf, so we do have a consideration to make. We do have 5 colors on turn 2 because we can play Triome on 1 and then go grab so plain Swamp Forest, so we need Steam Vents, which we can get. So I like it. It doesn't do a ton early on, but it has a lot of potential. 5 lands is a lot, but then Territorial Kavu can get rid of those lands. This is tough. I'm leaning towards keep, but the more I look at it, it's not doing a whole lot. So I think we can test it out in the blind. Strong turn 2 into a Mantis Rider. Like on turn 3, we'll be attacking for 8. They played a Wooded Foothills. Not sure what I should make of that. I guess we'll see on turn 2 what they're going to do. This could be Ponza. This could be basically anything. Okay, so it's at least Rakdos. And we'll see what they play. Gemstone Mine. So they're playing... Oh, they're playing Dredge. Wow. Didn't think I would see Dredge in the world of all the graveyard stuff. So we actually have a pretty good matchup against them. We have Sanctifiers. We have Rest in Peace. I think we're good to go against them. So, and it didn't look like they had a great Dredge. What's also nice about Territorial Kavu is it can exile cards from graveyards once it's on the battlefield. So we're going to want to go get our Steam Vents. It's sad that we drew another land, but that's the way it goes. So then we go red, green, and cast our Kavu. So we have a 2-mana 5/5, and then next turn we'll be able to play our Mantis Rider and exile something from the graveyard. It would be nice to discard a card and draw a card with Territorial Kavu when we attack, but since we're going against a deck like Dredge, we're going to want to attack their graveyard. But if they don't put anything relevant into the graveyard this turn, we could discard one of our basics or even one of the shock lands. So we'll see. Another Reunion. Conflagrate is a good target to exile, as well as Ox of Agonis. I think we're going to be exiling Ox, because that... Yeah, they have 8 cards in their graveyard, and they need to exile 9, if I'm not mistaken. Or 8 other cards. So once they fetch, they'll have enough to Ox. Burning Inquiry. Okay. I was not expecting Burning Inquiry out of Dredge. Okay, so... It discarded 2 of our lands and sadly one of our Mantis Riders. So I think we can go... So this is white, red or blue. So we need blue, red, white. So we can play our Breeding Pool untapped and get all of the colors of mana to cast Mantis Rider. Alright, so now we're off to the races. We've taken a bit of damage, but that's expected. So we're going to exile Ox of Agonis and then pass the turn. So next turn, one thing that I didn't really talk about too much is Eladamri's Call is really cool because it can grab basically anything in the deck that we really need at the time. Sometimes it'll grab Scion of Draco to give all of my stuff buffs. And other times it'll grab Bloodbraid Elf or Shardless Agent, just depending on what I need in the matchup. There's a real consideration for grabbing another Kavu to be able to attack the graveyard twice a turn. So we'll see. We just have to see what the opponent puts in the graveyard and all of that. They played another mountain for turn. I don't imagine they have too many basics left. And their gemstone mine is their only... Okay, so they conflagrate my Kavu. So, and that's it for them. They did discard another conflagrate. So here we can either do Eladamri's Call for something and play it. They did play another conflagrate in the graveyard, but if we Eladamri's Call for another territorial Kavu, they're not going to be able to kill it. We could also Renin 6, ping the Bloodcast. We could Eladamri's Call for a Bloodbraid Elf or anything like that. I think I like getting another territorial Kavu just to really hit their graveyard hard. And yeah, I should probably do this like post-combat, but they're not going to be doing anything. And Mantis Riders getting in. Flying, Vigilance, and Haste are three great keywords. So they picked up a Life from the Loam. They're probably going to use Gemstone Mine to get everything with that. I would imagine they're going to try to pick up 3 lands and conflagrate my Mantis Rider just to get something off the battlefield and to discard more cards. I could be wrong. They played one of the lands. Let's see if they go for the conflagrate. They did not. So we have a Tribal Flames. So we can Renin 6, so 5, 6, 7, 8, so 10, 13, 14. We can get them to 1 this turn if we go Renin 6, deal 1 damage to them, Tribal Flames, and then deal 8. I think I like that line. It gives us... It doesn't really give them an opportunity to win. Maybe they could do something crazy off of a Stinkweed Imp or conflagrate. So I think I'm going to start with attacking. I don't know if it matters if my Kavu lives, so now I have a decision to make of whether I want to get rid of Stinkweed Imp or get rid of conflagrate in their graveyard. Their next turn they could pick up Life from the Loam and then bring back 3 lands, so then they would have 5, and they could deal 5. I think I like getting rid of the conflagrate, so we're going to do that. And they usually only play 2 conflagrate. So now they're out of reach, basically. They have Creeping Chill, obviously, but... so I only have 1 red mana. I would rather play both things now, so I'll Tribal Flames them, and then Renin 6, down tick, deal 1 damage to them, and pass the turn. So ways that they could get out of this, they could mill over a Creeping Chill like they just did. And now their Bloodcasts have haste, but they're still just dead to... Oh, I guess they're not just dead. We need to draw something off the top in order to deal with them. So they've got some stuff going on, but they are very low. Let's see what we draw. Draw another forest. So at this point, I think discarding with Territorial Kavu and drawing a card would be best. Killing Narcomoeba is an option so that one of my things gets through. I think I like that. So they can only block one thing, but they have to block, and Bloodghast can't attack. So I think I like pinging Narcomoeba and then attacking with both, but then this time instead of exiling a card, I'm gonna discard a card and draw a card. Hope to pick up something good. General Ferris Rockerick is pretty good. So let's see what he blocks. Blocks Stinkweed Imp. So it does trade with Territorial Kavu. So unless they hit another Creeping Chill, they're kind of just dead. There's no point really holding these lands, so we'll just do that and pass the turn. We'll see what they have. Do they mill over another Creeping Chill? They do. All right. So they're in this game. We can... And they did play Stinkweed Imp. Let's see if they attack with anything. They attack both at Renin 6. So they're attacking both at Renin 6. Do we block with the general? I don't think we block with either. We're fine with Renin 6 dying. I would rather have the general on the field. If we draw any multicolored spell, we get a 4/4. If we keep Renin 6 on the field, we have... I think we just have to let it die. Because if we can generate a lot of 4/4s next turn, that would be pretty huge. Maybe drawing another into any of our Cascade creatures like Bloodbraid Elf. So we're going to go spin the wheel, see what we get. So we get a 4/4 off of the Bloodbraid Elf being multicolor, and then we Bloodbraid into Shardless Agent, which is the nicest combo ever. And let's see what we get off of that. We get a Lightning Helix. So if we Helix the Stinkweed Imp, they're just dead. Yeah. Okay. And we make a bunch of tokens. Bloodbraid Elf has aced, so we're able to attack for 6 and kill him. What a game. We had a lot of lands, but it worked out for us. So, geez. We're probably going to want these. The Sanctifier Invec and Rest in Peace. The things that aren't amazing in this matchup are going to be General Ferris Rockerick. It does make a lot of blockers, which is nice. So there's an argument to keep them. In that case, Terminate isn't amazing, so we can take those out. I like the Helixes. I like the Tribal Flames. There's an argument for Kasali Pride Mage to be able to destroy the Shriekhorn. Gaia's Blessing is interesting because it's a target player. I think I like taking out 2 General Ferris Rockerick. Well, I don't know. Maybe just 1, because it can be pretty good. And then probably a Mantis Rider. That seems good. Guy's Blessing could be cute, but I don't think it would be necessarily great. This allows us to have Domain on turn 2, but then I think I like it because 2 Kavus, we're able to play a Kavu on 2 and then start exiling stuff from the graveyard. Sure, we don't have any sideboard cards in hand, but that's not everything, you know. Okay, so they do have the Shriekhorn. Kasali Pride Mage could be a consideration, as we said. And there's Sanctifier and Vec. So that really changes how we're going to want to fetch, right? So we have the Indatha Triome, which is the Abzan one. So we're probably not going to get Domain on turn 2, but we will have double white, which is important. So we're going to grab the Indatha Triome. Okay. And then we're going to go grab. So we have Plains, Swamp, Plains, Swamp, Forest. So we could get close, right? We could get to 4. So we could get Mountain, Plains. Yeah, that's our only option. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to play Sanctifier and Vec. I don't know what they would necessarily have to beat this. This turns off a lot of their stuff. So I know a lot of the removal is red and black based, so Sanctifier seems pretty good. They could be splashing for some other stuff, who knows? But that seems like a great turn too. So they mill, instead of milling, they exile Prized Amalgam and Burning Inquiry. And that they scooped it up. Sanctifier and Vec, very strong. All right, we'll see you for match 2.